Just that. Sorry. Guess I don't know the fun. It's down in South Carolina, getting some
Can y'all hear me?
It's a lie.
Good.
No. The only thing we want you to make are the meatballs.
Get hurt.
Yeah, I can do that. And I just made a small one. I didn't make a big one.
Stop live game right now. Turn the camera off.
Right. And so I made I was just telling you, I was giving you the idea of what we had. But the thing that we wanted you to do, we wanted to make the meatballs.
I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Everybody hear me? Test, test. Hello, test, test, test. Good morning. I was going to try not to use the microphone, but we'll go ahead and use it. I'd like to call this meeting to order. I'd like to introduce Bodine with New Hanover County to welcome us to the county.
Good morning, everybody. That's nice. We are super excited to have you here this morning. My name is Bodine. I have the honor of serving New Hanover County as the senior HR analyst for learning and development. I am particularly honored to be in front of you today and welcome you not only to New Hanover County, but Wilmington, Wrightsville Beach, Carolina Beach, Curry Beach, and the entire region. This is particularly special because you're joining us in this facility. This facility is a lot of an outcome of the very people in which you serve and support. Many of you know of the kind of weather we get down here. This is not a unique across North Carolina. We get a lot of weather in North Carolina. We get a lot of events. But Hurricane Florence was a particularly big moment for us several years ago. And in that hurricane, we're not going to talk about trauma because we all see it enough on a regular basis. But ceilings came down on our heads, things exploded, we had to do a lot of things. But not 1 minute did any telecommunicator ever stop answering your call. Not 1 minute did any of our folks ever leave their responsibility, their duty, their desire to make sure they showed up, no matter what was going on. But what we discovered was that we needed to make sure that when we show up, not only are we in facilities that are higher and better fortified to do that, but we also needed to make sure that we were taking care of ourselves better so that we could take care of those that we serve. I'm going to tell you, over the 10 years that I'm coming up on, having been at New Hanover County, I have heard of APCO and I've heard of NINA the entire time working with 911. You all have been the people that have helped me to understand more about our telecommunicators and our professionals that live and serve 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You've helped us to create a succession program for our telecommunicators so that they can go from working around the room and being of service to becoming certified training operating specialists to becoming anything they want to be in the profession. You have provided that background. I appreciate you because not only do I see it as part of our retention and the way that we grow people, but also because of the expertise you underpin to make sure that we're delivering on the best service possible. And you're using that to contribute back and forth. I've never been more proud to work with someone like Kaylee, who took our resilience efforts and brought it up to another level. And now y'all are talking about it all across the enterprises that you work in. So thank you for being here. And I want you to know the building that you're sitting in today is representative of what I hope happens across this country. Where not only are we answering the call for the people that are out there that are of need, but that we're also doing that call from places that are safe and that the people that are answering that call are able to take care of themselves so that they can do that even better. So anything you need while you're in this town, within reason, we will definitely be here for you. I've also got some tickets to a place called Airlie Gardens. If anybody wants to go to Airlie Gardens while you're here today, check in with Karen Benton. She's our incredible manager. Again, we watched her grow. She's becoming an incredible leader here. We got our home team sitting over here with Roscoe and Kelly and Matt and Austin. Of course, Kaylee's in the room. We've got some great people to host you while you're here. If you want to have an experience in this area, let us know. We want to make you feel at home. But otherwise, enjoy your time here and thank you for being here and enjoy every minute. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, sir. Now I'd ask everybody to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Before I go any further, I want to take just a minute to let everybody know. I want to take a moment of silence. Melanie Jones got the call this morning that her mother passed away, so she will not be here with us. She has rushed back to Greensboro to be with her family. So if we could just take a moment of silence to remember her and her mother, Colleen, and we ask that you keep that family in prayers through the next couple of days. All right, thank you. I'd like to recognize our 2023-2024 corporate partners, Motorola, AT&T, Carolina Recording, and Horizon Consoles. Also, I'd like to thank Rapid Deploy for their commitment to be a diamond sponsor for next year. Juliet's in the room, and we thank you. Now I'd like to introduce to you the North Carolina APCO board. I'm Herman Weiss, your current president. To my right is Christine Moore. To my left is Shante Lipscomb, Chad Dees. To my right is Missy Zell and Lori Laughlin. Melanie can't be with us. Anna, I'm not sure if she's remoted in on Teams. Marissa Moyer is down there. Jackie Azell is not with us today. Josh Benfield, Jackie is with Region C. Josh Benfield is not with us. He's Region D. Samantha Dutch, Region E. Story is not with us. Region F. We've got Gary Laughlin. Grayson Gusa is our historian and PIO. And then Janet King is our compassionate care. And Gerald is our EC. At this time, I'd like to recognize the following groups. If you please could stand to be recognized. Any past North Carolina APCO chapter presidents. Any North Carolina APCO chapter life members. Any APCO International senior members. Any APCO International life members. Any RPLs, registered public safety leaders. CPE, certified public safety executives. We'd also like to recognize our corporate partners. If you are a corporate partner, if you'll please stand. And any first-time attendees. And if you would just remain standing for a second. That's just a token of our appreciation for the first-time attendees. All right, now we'll go into our chapter reports, commercial council advisory. Gary.
Thank you. Before I get started, did all of the first time corporate members stand up? If you're industry partner, vendor, if you're a vendor first time here, stand up. That's great, y'all. That's amazing. Now stay standing up. Now, any vendor or industry partner, everybody stand up. Y'all look at the commitment your vendors have to you to be here. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for your contributions. That's amazing that we have that turnout on the far east side of the state. And we had a wonderful industry partner breakfast this morning. Got to meet some of the newer members that are here. Hopefully with their engagement, their involvement, we're going to make this year's conference even better. Thank y'all for being here. Couple of announcements that we got in from some of our industry partners. John Shada, who is um, who is one of our new partners, joins us today from Oracle. He says that Oracle is the second largest software company in the world, and they've long been known as a leader in infrastructure and database technologies. As the focus of technologies have shifted towards data protection and system resiliency, Oracle has decided to begin building an end-user application from some of the world's most mission-critical industries in their own secure industry-leading cloud infrastructure, including public safety. With the introduction of their public safety suite last year, they have committed to bringing all of the company's impressive technical resources to bear on the problems you face every day as a first responder in 911. The Oracle Public Safety Suite is an end-to-end hardware-enabled software platform built to help first responders with virtually every facet of their daily operations, from the calls for service in the PSAP to the field response, evidence collection, report writing, and case management, all the way through to jail booking. Oracle is building technologies designed to make first responders working love simpler, safer, happy, and vastly more productive. John is with us today. Take a minute to meet John as he's new to our industry and to North Carolina, and we look forward to an exciting partnership that they promise to bring. Wes Jones with Rapid Deploy says we provided some additional Eclipse training to almost 100 participants across the state in late October. The sessions were very well received. For anyone who registered but was not able to attend, you should have received an email with on-demand recordings of the session. Reach out to Wes by email if you have any questions, or I'm sure Juliet will be happy to answer since Wes had to leave. Mr. President, that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. I'll now turn it over to Christine Moore for the Compassionate Care Report.
Good morning, everybody. Y'all can do better than that. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody here. I'm very excited that we have such a full house, so thank you. On behalf of Janet King, who is our Compassionate Care Coordinator, she wanted us to report that since the last meeting, there have been 5 cards mailed, 2 cards for deaths. One was for Moore County when their telecommunicator passed away unexpectedly, and one for Monica Howard in the passing of her grandmother. 2 cards for thinking of you, one for Robeson County 911 when they had the 2 deputies shot while serving a warrant, and one to Lewiston Auburn 911 for the 2 mass shootings that they had. We also sent 1 card for recovering from surgery. And she just wants to ensure that we pass along that we want to encourage you to make contact with North Carolina APCO about any situations that we may need to send a card for. If you can provide the names, addresses, and any details about the situation that you can, she personally creates a message to put in the card specific to the situation and to the person. And she wanted to ensure that she said that she wishes everybody a very happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas.
Thank you. And you know, one thing that slipped my mind just a minute ago, do we have any veterans in the room? Please stand, please. I need veterans in the room. Please stand. You know, the other day was Veterans Day. We thank you for your service. All right. With that, I will now call on Ms. Gerald Anderson for the Executive Council report.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, come on. Good morning, everybody. Ooh, okay, you had your coffee. All right, so last meeting, we didn't have much to report, so strap in, okay? For government affairs, APCO International has issued an updated technical bulletin regarding potential interference to the 6 gigahertz microwave systems. If you remember at the last meeting, I told you that they were working on that. So they did this on October 19th, and the Federal Communications Commission has adopted rules to expand unlicensed use of the 6 gigahertz band. For spectrum management, the FCC construction notification beginning in October, AFC has partnered with its longtime service provider, SiteSafe, to develop and implement an online construction notification filling capability, also referred to as Schedule K filing. So to assist with the FCC's universal licensing system. And so I'll stop there so that your eyes don't glaze over. I just wanted to give you a little blurb there. Under training and certification, CPE program class 16 has been selected. The application period closed October 15. Did anybody here put in and get selected? No? Slackers. Okay. So maybe you'll get in the next certified public safety executive program class, but they have done class 16, so I'll be reporting on that as it goes through. 18 applicants were selected for this class, which begins in January 2024. Under the Comm Center and 911 services, APCO Consulting Services, known as ACS, continues, and they are in the report writing phase for 2 agencies and preparing a virtual presentation for 1 agency. So they continue to do great work. APCO International did open the call for presentations. For participation, for the NINA APCO minimum training standards for TDD use in public safety communications center standard. So that is in progress, and the applications do close on November 22nd. Our membership numbers compared from October 2022 to October 2023 are on the rise. Our total membership as October 1st was 40,813 members. Under group member agencies, 1,640, and under commercial group, 50. So we continue to grow, and that's good news for all of our membership. A few things under the events and corporate outreach. APCO 2024 call for speakers is now open for the 2024 conference. The deadline to submit is December the 13th, 2023. The deadline to submit is December 13th, 2023. Don't wait to the last minute. It's a process. All right. If you're interested, and we have so many commercial partners here today, they do report that 2024 booth sales are now open as well, and pricing increases on January 1st. So get that in December 31st. All right. Exhibit sales as of October the 19th, they already have 168 exhibitors signed up. So things are in motion for 2024. The 911 Wellness Summit registration is now open for the 911 Wellness Summit scheduled for February the 6th, 2024 in Atlanta, Georgia. Mr. President, that completes my executive council report. I'm happy to entertain any questions.
To training for launches up to.
I'm back. I don't know if you guys heard, but COVID is still out there, and we're in cold and flu season. And there is another strain, which is what they say it's stronger than the original Omicron strain. So with the numbers on the rise, all on-site training that's done through the chapter, we are going to require the following if the agency does. If we go there and they require that everybody wears masks, then that's what we'll tell our students. But what we have done is lower the number in some instances based on the space that we're using for training so that students can be arranged to have a little bit more room so they're not right on top of each other so we can stay safe. Okay, so that is something that we're doing. If you wish to host a class or would like to see a certain topic offered by North Carolina APCO as far as training, please make sure you contact me. I'll be here today, or you can send me an email. I'm happy to give you my email address. Registration is now open for the upcoming 2023 Telecommunicator Training Symposium, which will be December the 3rd through the 6th, 2023 at Embassy Suites in Greensboro. Rooms are still available at our secured rate, and they have pushed it out now to November 21st, so you still have time. I do want to recognize Where's Kaylee? Kaylee and your team, if y'all would stand up, they are doing our awesome training on Sunday. And I don't know how many modules they're doing, but they're coming. They're bringing their, are you bringing the baby? We're bringing the baby. And so if you have staff or yourself has registered for the symposium and you haven't let us know if you're coming on Sunday, I'd really like to know that. I'm going to send out an email to all people that have registered, and we're going to update what we're sending out for symposium registration because we want that class to be packed and we want to be able to offer lunch to our attendees. So we need to know if you're coming for number wise. To our commercial partners that have sponsored anything at this event, we wanted to say thank you. And I wanted to take a moment to recognize those that have so graciously decided to help us out. Exacom, is there a representative from Exacom here? He's over there in the corner. I don't know your name, sir, but thank you so much. They have sponsored our DJ services, our attendee bags, and they're giving things for the bags. And we wanted to say thank you so much. Thank you. Anybody here from Southern Software? They have said that they're sponsoring our opening lunch on that Monday, and a representative I understand will be there to make some comments as well. Anybody here from CCS, Communications Center Specialists? They have given us some wonderful lanyards for our attendees. Federal Credit Union will be giving items for the bags as well as items for door prizes. Anybody here from Evans? They also have committed to a door prize. Anyone here from Motorola Solutions? All right. Thank you so much for your commitment to give us something for door prizes. We appreciate it. And then we're going to have a gift basket from Texas Pete, which intrigues me. I can't wait to see that. We also have a gift pack from Mount Olive Pickles, and North Carolina Peanut Growers Association has given us things for the bags. So to all of you that are present and those that are not, we wanted to say thank you. Yes, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. It's on the list and I skipped your name. Carolina, thank you. Lord have mercy. Carolina Recording System is doing our t-shirts. Sorry, I wrote it down. That's what happens. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's what happens when you retire. See, you skip a line. Sorry about that. Whew. Let me get back on script. Okay. So we are looking for a few more things for sponsorship to assist us in making this the best symposium. So if you can assist us, please see me or Grayson sometime today. The things that we still need are some sponsorship, even if it's partial, for the 2 breaks that we would like to give our attendees. Our closing luncheon, we still are soliciting for items to go in the attendee bags, and anything that you would care to donate for door prizes, we would graciously accept those things. So please see me or Grayson sitting here. We're sitting across from each other if you can help us with those things. There will be an APCO supervisor course hosted by Cary Police Communications Monday, February the 5th through Wednesday, February the 7th, 2024. I have not put out the registration, but it will come out soon. So if you have staff that need to attend that, we'll go ahead and get you people registered and fill that class up. Friendly reminders. Effective July 1st of last year, just a reminder that all telecommunicators, due to the standard in the state of North Carolina, are required to have 40 hours of telecommunicator training. If you work for a municipality or your communications is underneath a sheriff, your agency is required to do the telecommunicator certification course that's put out through the North Carolina Justice Academy. Everybody else can use any type of vendor that you want as long as it's 40 hours of telecommunicator training. So today is November the 17th. You have 1 month and 14 days to finish your 2023 telecommunicator in-service training. Please do not call on us instructors. Well, I won't be here. I'm gonna be on a cruise, so I won't get your phone call. But please don't call on somebody else late in December asking for help. Ask for help now. So if you need help now, if you're having a hard time finding the classes that your staff need, reach out to people that you know that are certified that might could come and help you out so that your staff gets what you need. It is required, again, for those telecommunicators that work under the direction of a sheriff or a municipality, not only to have this certification, but they must do the 16 hours of in-service training to maintain that certification. If you hired new staff from January 1 to June 30th of this year, They are required to do this training. Anybody hired on or after July 1st gets to roll to 2024. If you can't send people out for training, get online for Richmond Community College, Alamance Community College, or the North Carolina Justice Academy and get your staff registered to take the in-service training. Instructors, if you are teaching this training, you must successfully test out. All right, so then that needs to be in the record so that you did do that. So make sure that you do the test and it's in your training file. All right, for 2023, still 16 hours, credit hours. There are 6 lesson plans that are mandatory in that 16 hours to complete what you need. And there are 3 other choice lesson plans that you can choose after you've done the mandatory. Be sure that your staff does the 6 mandatory and get that done before you give them any other topics. And if you don't like the choices of topics, you have the discretion to add on whatever your staff needs as long as it meets the hour requirement. The 2024 telecommunicator in-service lesson plans are available, the topic only listed on the North Carolina Justice website. I called before I came this week to find out, was it available for sale? It is not until after December 1st. So if you are an instructor or a school director and you have access to the site, which has a special secured login, after December 1st, I'm thinking they'll have that uploaded. But if you want to purchase, which I highly recommend, the drive that they'll send you with everything on it, because the server, if they have any audio or video files embedded in the PowerPoint, and you download the PowerPoint off the website, you won't get those files because the server's not big enough to hold them. But if you purchase the drive, you'll get everything that you need, handouts, files, everything. Just a reminder that bears repeating, if you are a North Carolina general instructor and it's time for your renewal, please make sure that you do your paperwork at least, I would say 2 to 3 weeks before it is due to give them time to process it. Also, please go online to the North Carolina Justice Academy's training portal and do the 1 hour of mandatory online training. This is how you maintain your certification. After you've done your probationary period as a general instructor, you no longer have to worry about the number of hours that you teach. Now you will kind of almost renew yourself every January 1st by doing the online training. It takes about 30 minutes. It's an hour, but it takes about 30 minutes. Okay, it's every year. If you fail to do it and the end of the year passes, you'll get a nasty gram from the powers that be, and then you'll have to do all this other stuff to maintain your certification. So save yourself the hassle and go online and do the training. Instructors are responsible. Yes, ma'am.
Instructor numbers changed, like at some point throughout this year, everybody's instructor number changed. So make sure that you have your correct instructor number, especially if you're a specialized instructor for firearms, anything like that. Everybody's instructor number changed and the state didn't send out anything. So all of our W-9s for firearms had to completely be redone. So make sure that if you're filling out paperwork that you look for that.
Thank you. And you may have gotten an email where they sent an email to thousands of us that are instructors saying that you didn't do your training and you were going to lose your certification. And then they discovered that they were wrong. They should have sent it out to about 1,200 people that hadn't done what they were supposed to do. Hopefully it's nobody in this room. But if it was you, get online, do your training. Okay. All right. As always, it is the North Carolina chapter APCO's goal to continue to provide quality training for our members across the state at a cost-effective price. So we thank you for your support. We've had a busy year and in our efforts by attending the training or sending staff to training. And we want to continue that going forward in 2024. So if you would like to host something, your staff needs something, reach out to me so we can go ahead and get that calendared. We don't have any more training scheduled as we are getting ready to get into the holiday season, but we are hard work for 2024. After we conclude the telecommunicator symposium in December, we'll take a breather for the holidays, and then we get right back to it with that first class in February. Mr. President, that concludes my report. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Story. Mr. Reese. All right, with nothing from Grayson, thank you, Gerald. I know I'm going to put her on the spot, but I'm going to turn to Angie Turbeville since Melanie and Donna are not here for any 911 board updates.
Good morning, everyone. So, yeah, I'm on the spot. So hopefully I'll remember everything. And David and Kristen are here to help keep me straight. So if I forget anything, you guys help me out. So first off, I want to invite everyone to the board's open house that we're having on Thursday, December the 30th from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. No, did I say November? Oh, November. I'm trying to go ahead and get to the end of the year, excuse me. But I'm ready for Christmas. How about y'all? No, it's November the 30th on a Thursday from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. The board has a home. We have our building, our office, we have conference space, and so we're very excited. So if you can, please join us for our open house. And the following day, we will be having the board's annual work session on December 1st at that same location. So all of our meetings are open, so we invite everyone to join us. Additionally, PSAP managers received probably 7 to 8 weeks ago an email from the regional coordinator about the cybersecurity remediation initiative. We have $2.9 million that we have set aside to help PSAPs with any type of cybersecurity initiative that might be needed for your PSAP. And it's directly for the PSAP, not really for the rest of your county government, but it is for the PSAP. So if you have an initiative that you'd like to come forward, that information is due by December 15th. And that allows us to have time to budget for the upcoming year. We don't expect you guys to have the full remediation plan, but we would like to see maybe about 80%, and then we can kind of go from there and figure out how we can help the PSAP with that cybersecurity initiative. Additionally, with that same email that came out, there was information on the CAD to CAD. So again, there's monies that are set aside that if you want to set up CAD to CAD with your partners that you use on a day-to-day basis for mutual aid, automatic aid, or if you need this for your alt routing. So in the event that there is a service disruption, then you can actually have that CAD to CAD with another PSAP across the state. So that one is also due by December 15th. So also our public service announcement, our recruitment video, we're getting ready to launch that again. It should go out hopefully in about 2 weeks, and that video will start playing again on television. It will be on streaming, online search. We'll have it on Facebook, any of those different places, kind of like we did last time, except this time it's going to run for 8 weeks. It'll stop for 2 weeks and then run for 2 more 8-week sessions to get us all the way into June. So there will be that video going out to help everyone across the state with the recruitment efforts. So Kristen, David, did I forget anything?
Stuff.
Okay, so, and I'm gonna leave, I see Donna Wright's online too. She's one of our board members and on the Nina side, so she might have a little bit more to share with everyone. So I'll give it back to you, Herman.
Thank you. I didn't see that she was online, but if she's got anything to report, Donna?
One of the things I think Angie missed was that there were several classes over the past couple of board meetings that have been approved too, that I hope PSAPs will take advantage of. One is let's take a look here, the reciprocity course for APCO's EMD was approved, as well as APCO's intermediate cybersecurity principles for ECC, and the Healthy Dispatcher Diffuse Comm Center Conflict course was approved to be eligible for ETSF usage. Of course, you mentioned the PSA, which is really going well. I hope everybody's taking advantage of the opportunity to get their local information in the PSA that they can use that's specific to their county. And everybody, we have a board workshop, as she mentioned on the 1st. I asked you all to join in because I think there's going to be some interesting discussions on the funding side that's going to be very positive, that's going to be voted on, that I would like to see everybody hear directly. And please sign up for Granicus so that you have information about agendas and so forth coming out. And that's all I have.
All right. Thank you, Donna. I'll now turn it over to Lori Laughlin for the treasurer's report.
Good morning, everyone. In our main checking account, we have $884.31. The symposium account has $6,552.58. The scholarship account has $1,307. The money market account has $89,693.56 for a total of $98,437.45.
Thank you, ma'am. We will now go into our regional ambassador reports. Anna Johnson, are you online? Okay. I will go now to Region B, Marissa Moyer.
Nothing to report from the agencies. On a side note, I would like to express congratulations to Elizabeth Poole Miller. She recently retired from Durham 911. So big congrats to her. And that's all I have for my agencies.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Region C will go to Chad Dees.
Good morning. Kim Lewis with Brunswick County is reporting that they currently have 6 openings, and they just recently kicked off the project of hosted EZNet. Rawson County is reporting that we have 5 full-time openings. We're also in the process of switching over and going to locution, and we would also like to recognize our staff for doing an outstanding job handling the call involving the shooting of our 2 deputies. Travis with Harnett County. I would like to announce that we just graduated 6 trainees from our training academy. They started on the floor this week. This puts us fully staffed. 2 additional full-time employees have been requested to allow for 6 TCs per shift. Admin is still covering for low staffing levels until each of the new hires are fully trained. We are in the process of purchasing new consoles. A vendor selection should be made soon. Jenna McDonald has moved from a shift supervisor position to systems administrator position. Communication training officer Kendra Smith recently obtained her ENP certification. And October the 4th, around 3 o'clock, telecommunicator Deanne Fairley took a call from a mother who was at the home of her 8-year-old daughter and 3-year-old son and was in labor. Deanna successfully walked the 8-year-old child and the mother through childbirth delivery and delivered the baby on the phone. We are in conversion to move into the ACD and hope to get this project started soon. And we also just kicked off a call with Motorola and MCA about upgrading their paging system. Their center has been heavily involved in the community outreach. We recently had coffee with the community events and hopes to promoting public education of 911. New Hanover. All budgeted positions are filled. We will continue to have quarterly new hire classes for approved overtime positions. We have hired 2 of the 5 positions for our care team, which will be embedded inside the 911 center. Mary Mack will be supervising this team and has joined us today for these meetings. CARE stands for Community Assistance, Response, and Engagement. On November the 1st, they have started making contact with citizens who have consented to a follow-up phone call. These referrals are coming from TCs and field responders. The next phase will be to have them start joining our TCs on phone calls in the live environment. We were just approved to hire CPT Spanish interpreters, and we are currently interviewing phase. Since our last update, we have hired Chris Clark as our quality and training manager and promoted Alan Royal and Jacqueline to CTO. We are hosting 2 Denise Amber Lee classes of a victim's plea, meeting expectations on December the 11th and the 13th. We have hired a National Public Safety Group as our CAD consultant, and we have also transitioned over our SIP lines for our admin calls. We had our first joint award ceremony with the Wilmington Police Department and New Hanover County Sheriff's Office. On August 18th of 2023, Wrightsville Beach Police Department was working an involving weapons incident which led to an officer-involved shooting with Wilmington PD and New Hanover County Sheriff's Office. Confronted with a scenario that posed both technical and emotional challenges, New Hanover County 911 telecommunicators exhibited a steadfast commitment to maintaining seamless communication across all law enforcement jurisdictions. This immediate action had far-reaching consequences. Armed with crucial information, our law enforcement partners were able to neutralize a dangerous suspect who posed a serious threat to the community. The telecommunicators' rapid response and effective coordination were instrumental in preventing further violence across the jurisdictions of New Hanover County, making them worthy of this prestigious recognition. Certificates of Extraordinary Impact, Kaylee Green, Tamika Harvin, Anna Takara, sorry, Anna Motme, Brenda McCrae, Heather Roddingberg, Nicholas Sanderson, and Asia Godwin. Special recognition given to Justin Lockhart, Tiana Noble, Jessica Adams, and Lauren Young, who all received the first NHC 911 Guiding Light Awards. That's all for Region C.
All right, with that, I will turn it over to Shantae Lipscomb for Region D.
Good morning, everyone. Guilford Metro currently has 16 vacancies in the 911 center. The Public Safety IT Division will be adding 2 full-time employees soon. They will be also hiring a new administrative assistant and a new PIRT training PERT. I didn't know if it was an acronym or something. New PERT training specialist before the end of the year. Caswell County has 1 open position. Information along with the county application can be found at caswellcountync.gov. Burlington PD has recently hired a new employee for full-time who will start on November 27th. They have 2 additional vacant positions with potential applicants in the hiring process. They would also like to announce, Stephanie Chapman would also like to announce that she is stepping down as the operations manager effective December 8th, 2023. And she would like to take a moment to thank everyone for assisting her in her 7-year journey. She's made great friends from many different agencies with APCO and NINA. And please know that she respects everyone in management supervision and mostly the line TCs. She will always have our support in 911.
All right, with that, we will move into Region E, Samantha Dutch.
Richmond County is reporting that they have 1 opening for telecommunicator. We'll also be co-hosting a course through the Denise Amber Lee Foundation with Scotland County at Richmond Community College's Cole Auditorium on January 2nd and 4th. 2024. The seating capacity is estimated to be over 200. So please send any of your staff to this training. The details will be posted in the various listservs once finalized. For Scotland County, we would like to congratulate Caitlin Welch on being promoted to shift supervisor. And we would also like to congratulate Megan Bristow on completing her CTO certification last week. We did have 2 employees last weekend that participated in the Choco SAR X exercise at Camp Bodie Boy Scout Camp in Beaufort. That was a search and rescue exercise that simulated a lost hunter. They were able to participate as tactical dispatchers and thoroughly enjoyed the experience. And I would like to say if there's any agencies in the room that are interested in starting a tactical dispatch program, I know with Scotland County, ours is growing. It's becoming very robust. And our public safety partners in the county are really enjoying having that at their disposal. So if any of you are interested, we'll be more than happy to share any information with you. And you can also contact the Emergency Management Communications Division with the state of North Carolina. They'll be more than happy to assist you with that as well. We also have 4 telecommunicators in training and are starting a hiring process next week for 1 more. And then we will be fully staffed. that's it.
Thank you. And now we'll go into Region F. Chanté Lipscomb again.
Okay, Burke County, Heather Joyner says they currently have 2 assistant shift supervisor positions and 1 telecommunicator position. People can apply at burkecountync.org. For agency acknowledgments, they hosted a Veterans Crisis Intervention course on November 9th to support 911, law, fire, and medical responders who may engage with a veteran during a crisis. This course was provided for free by the Veteran Justice Initiative and very informative with useful tips and resources. So we congratulate them on that successful event. That's all, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, ma'am. That is all our regional ambassador reports. Looking at our numbers the other day for North Carolina APCO, right now we've got 1,740 members. I knew that your dues are getting ready to come up, so just remember that. Old business, we had formed a scholarship committee. They've met, and Christine Moore was the chair for that committee, so I will turn that over to her.
Thank you, Herman. So we posted onto APCO's website the application form for any scholarships. We plan to award 2 $500 scholarships per year. And there is information on what are some of the qualifying training opportunities that will cover. We have had 3 submissions thus far. One was for the TC Symposium, and so we would like to announce that we will be awarding 1 $500 scholarship to Kevin Gaetani with Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department, and that will be for the TC Symposium.
Sorry, I was switching back screens. All right, thank you. That's all I have for the old business. Going into some new business, we had our board meeting yesterday. We talked about the TC Symposium. I know that with the county that I work with, and we didn't do a poll on this, but our county, you cannot take time off after November 15th up until after first of the year. So right now the TC Symposium is in December. So we were talking about looking at a different date for that. And we have. The TC Symposium for 2024 will be in November. We will hold that starting November 1st through the 3rd, and we will be holding a CTO class. After that, then we will have the regular TC Symposium from November 4th through the 6th. That's something that we talked about doing, that 3-day CTO class at the symposium to get that. There's another class that the supervisor class, correct, Gerald? The supervisor class that we could do the following year. So one year we'll do the CTO class, and then the following year we'll do the supervisor class. Our chapter would like to form an audit committee, just to do routine audits. We'd like to do it starting every 3 years in March of 2024, but we'd like to go ahead and get an audit committee formed and one audit done before the March. If you are interested in serving on the audit committee, if you will please just send an email to executiveboard@northcarolinaapco.org and let us know that you're willing to help out with the audit committee. Somebody from the executive board or one of the presidents will get back to you. Another thing that we were talking about is the core committee. We've done the beds that we did in Charlotte. I'd like to thank the NENA chapter for their contribution. Max Miller at work, I'd like to thank you for your contribution to that. That was grateful. but we're going to be doing some different programs. But we'd like to get some more people involved in the core committee. If you are willing to serve on that committee with us, please also send a email to the executive board, again, at northcarolinaapco.org. One thing that's totally slipped my mind that we usually do at the beginning of the meeting, and there again, like Gerald, I just slipped right over it, was approval of the minutes. The minutes were posted on our website. If I could get a motion for those to be approved. Thank you. A motion, a second. Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? So moved there. That's all I have, and I appreciate everybody coming out. With that being said, I will take a motion for adjournment. Thank you. Second. All right. Thank you. At this time, we will adjourn and we will let the NENA chapter get ready for their meeting. All right, I think we're ready to go ahead and reconvene. All right, we'll go ahead and call the NENA chapter meeting to order. Quickly introduce myself. My name is Ryan Chambers, North Carolina NENA president. To echo what Gary said during the APCO side, it's awesome to see so many industry partners here in the room. The other thing that I will point out, when he asked for all of our industry partners to stand up, several of you did not stand up. We have adopted the term industry partners, not just vendors. So you are all partners. We look forward to working with you guys. As an industry partner myself, it is very valuable for you guys to be here and to make face-to-face contact with not only PSAP managers, but to get to come into some of our beautiful comm centers across the state. So make sure that you guys have all of our contact information, Gary's contact information, my personal contact information, so you can get on some of our list to make sure you're being emailed and updated about that. So definitely thank you all for coming. And thank you all from the PSAP as well for taking time out of your day to come down to beautiful Wilmington, North Carolina. I'd love to have this meeting here in June or July, but the hotel rates are just quite a little too high to come down this way. So as we get started here, I will just do a quick roll call for our board of directors, starting with first VP Corinne Walzer, Stephen Smith, second VP, Jason Compton, immediate past president, Jameson Sears, chapter treasurer, Ashley Warner, chapter secretary. She is not here today. Western Region Representative Brian Drum, Central Region Representative Corey Bodie,
Present.
Eastern Region Rep Vic Williams. He might be online. North Carolina Island Board Representative Donna Wright.
Here.
Membership Outreach Director Mitch Regg. He is in a meeting today in Virginia. Western Region Wellness Director Monica Howard. Central Region Wellness Director Ashley Warner, again, not here today. She is online. Hey, Ashley. Sorry. Eastern Region Wellness Director Kayla Green. I think she's here. And then again, our media committee chair and technical advisor, also second VP, Stephen Smith. All right, start off with special recognitions. Any NENA Hall of Fame members? Nathan, thank you. NENA past presidents. Emergency number professionals are EMPs. CMCP or Center Manager Certification Program graduates. First-time attendees, whether you are vendors or work in the PSAP. Awesome, thank you. You don't want to stand, just raise your hand. Travis can walk around and find you. And National NENA board members, I know Melanie was not able to be here with us today as Herman said. All right, so review and approval of minutes from previous membership meeting. The member meeting minutes have been posted online, so I will just take a motion to approve those. Second. All right, and then Jameson for the treasurer's report.
In our Wells Fargo account check-in, we have $1,015.06. In the Wells Fargo savings account, $3,008.44. In our Civic money market account, $50,660.47. Civic general check-in is $37,989.96. In the Civic wellness account, $5,724.63 for a total of $98,398.56.
Motion to approve the treasurer's report. Second. Thank you. Alrighty, moving into a quick president's report. So as most of you have seen across social media, hopefully you've gotten emails from National NENA as well. I know National APCO has also been very aggressive with this. The 911 SAVE Act has been reintroduced to legislation. Congressman Torres and Fitzpatrick, the same ones that sponsored it last year, have put it back out there on the table. The reason that is extremely important to North Carolina is because a lot of our personal representatives sit on the committees that it will go to first before it even gets to the floor to vote. So we're going to be, I know National NENA is going to be pushing down information for good points of contact in DC to make sure that we are calling our representatives. We're going to be hopefully working as a board over the next month or two to maybe put some type of letter together to get to all of our North Carolina representatives. So hopefully this is the year it happens. I am personally slightly optimistic that, that our success will be better than it was last year, but we have to find us some champions. And what I mean by champions, if you have a good sheriff, a police chief, a fire chief, a EMS chief, emergency management coordinator, that would be willing to step up for us and write a letter to some of these representatives. We need people asking for us to be reclassified for us, not necessarily ourselves to be reclassified. It's like begging for ourselves to be have a good annual review and be given a big raise. So we really need to start recruiting those outside champions. If you guys have a good one, please come up to us and let us know, and we will make sure that you are updated for that. The other thing is going to be very, very important again this year is 911 goes to Washington. If you've ever been to this event, it is one of the coolest events out of the entire year that you can go to. If you are in any kind of management position, and also the industry partners in the room, it is valuable for you to be there as well. It is in Washington, D.C., February 25th through the 28th. You can find the information on the NENA.org website. But that is an event that they are going to try to make extra large this year. So please see if you can attend that. Just kind of blending in the National NENA report that Melanie was going to give for us today. The National NENA Conference, again, is also in Orlando, Florida. All summer, we're just going to hang out in Orlando. We're just going to go to the NENA Conference, enjoy Disney World for a couple of weeks, and then welcome all of our APCO friends right to Orlando as well. But June 28th to July 3rd, the conference is much later next year. So make sure that you've adjusted your dates accordingly on your calendars. But June 28th, the last day is July 3rd. The call for papers just recently closed. I know that they said that they had an amazing reply to that. Registration and housing will be posted soon. And also the Gold Line Scholarship will be open up the first week of January. Gold Line Scholarship is something that we try to talk about as much as possible because every year there are unused scholarships to National NENA. The Gold Line Scholarship is for your frontline telecommunicators. You cannot be in a supervisor or a management role, but they can apply for this scholarship. It covers all of their travel, all of their registration, and I think they actually get a travel stipend for food and everything as well. So let's try to get as many people from North Carolina there. If you want to try to attend as upper management, there are other scholarships available that you can apply for. Melanie is going to be sworn in as National NENA president next year. I would like to have a large North Carolina attendance there. If we need to rent a charter bus to drive 95 South, we will figure out how to do it. But if you guys need assistance or need any guidance traveling down there, let me know. The Gaylord, just throwing it out there, is a pricey hotel. It will sell out fast, but there are a lot of cheaper options around that area. I am very familiar with the area. Many of us have been there before, especially with trade shows. If you need some help on how to save some money on how to get there, I will give you recommendations. If you fly Spirit, you are on your own. But if anybody has any questions for the National NENA conference, please let me know. And also, as we continue to work towards our state conference. Yes, ma'am.
Which day on the conference schedule that Melanie will be sworn in. So if we want to come just for that, to support, we can come.
No, but I will make sure everybody gets that information as soon as the agenda is put out. So her question was, what day will Melanie actually be sworn in? I think typically it's on the next to last day, so probably that Wednesday, but I will try to get that confirmed to let everyone know. So, and again, we keep Melanie and her entire family in our thoughts and prayers as she is back home dealing with the loss of her mom. All right, any questions on anything National NINA related? All right, perfect. The one last thing I will add is we still have maintained over our 1,000 members. We're currently 1,002 members. So over the last couple of years, we have seen nearly a 30% increase in our membership. And I just want to remind you that renewals are coming up. I know I've got to renew mine. I just got a reminder email yesterday about that. So you're probably going to start getting more reminders. Please make sure that you are renewing those memberships. We are currently the 5th largest NINA chapter in the country. Florida is in my targets. They have 1,280 members. Industry partners in the room. You can also be a NINA member. It is great for you guys to get information about standards and kind of the hot topics that are going on in the industry. I try to read the newsletter. I sit down and read the Call magazine. You get a lot of cool information in there, and you guys can also do some little sponsorships on that as well. So I think that is all from my presidents and also National NINA report. And Miss Donna, is there anything additional that you would like to add from the 911 board or legislative report?
From the legislative side, I want to dovetail a little bit into what you talked about with the 911 Saves Act, as well as the 911 Goes to Washington. I feel fairly confident that 2 big topics for 911 Goes to Washington is going to be the reclassification discussion as well as funding for next gen. So we know that that's going to be something we're pushing, but also we'll get ready hopefully soon to prepare for the North Carolina delegation that goes into Washington to try to make appointments and try to make that as organized as we can. But in the meantime, what can you do along with getting letters of support for reclassification? Folks, if you've not looked at those job descriptions, you really need to take a look at those job descriptions. That is our biggest holdup. I literally saw a post for a job in the 911 industry in a comm center for a call taker that was described as administrative. It didn't talk about the specialized skill set that it takes to be in this profession. And that's where we need our work. I'm sure, I think Pokey mentioned on a funding committee meeting yesterday that the office's budget is going to be reaching out to some PSAPs. We don't know who, but be prepared to have those updated job descriptions because that has been our holdback. And other than that, sir, unless someone has some questions, that's all I wanted to add.
Awesome. Thank you, Donna. And actually was just talking to Corinne, and something that I would really like for us as a chapter over the next several months is to try to put together a 911 Goes to Raleigh event, just like 911 Goes to Washington. Try to find out who the people are in Raleigh that we need to talk to, what they need to hear, who they need to hear from, and kind of keep going on a little bit of the momentum that we've gotten built up last year. I want to make sure that every person on John Street knows exactly who North Carolina APCO and North Carolina NINA is if we walk into those legislative buildings. So we've really been working on some of the contacts down there. We are welcome there. We have some really good partners on the law enforcement side that will help us get into certain meetings. So definitely want to keep that going forward there as well. Real quick, one other person that was unable to be with us today, Wes Jones, of course, is with Melanie as he is assisting her and the family. But I was planning today to swear in Wes Jones as my new CAC representative. As most of you know, Jennifer Taylor did step back a couple months ago, and she is not here today. She might be listening online, but I just want to thank Jennifer publicly for everything that she has done for North Carolina NINA. If you guys have been to our conference and been to our vendor hall, her and Gary have worked pretty much just with them to coordinate that hall, to get all the vendors' information, to get the registrations done. We have one of the largest vendor halls in the country when you come to a single state conference. There are some regional shows that do not have a vendor hall as large as ours. And so I really want to thank Jennifer for all of her hard work. She is going to continue to assist us with the vendor hall next year. So you still might hear from her. But Wes Jones, as soon as we're able to get him back to a meeting, I will be swearing him in as our new North Carolina NENA CAC representative, and I look forward to that greatly. Alrighty, Brandy and Amanda, are you guys online?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. We are adding 2 additional board members this week. I am trying to see if I can get up my screen here. So Amanda and Brandy, most of you know who they are. So Amanda is the watch operations manager for NCEM in Raleigh. She's also a good friend of mine who lives in Gibsonville, North Carolina. And I get to see Amanda very frequently. She is also our TERT coordinator for the state. So, and then Brandy Osborne, many of you guys know her as both of them serve as a deputy SWIC to Greg Hauser. Brandy's, worked with Charlotte Fire Alarm for many years, then in Carteret County. Now we're lucky to have her in the position she is in Raleigh. One of the things that we want to do as North Carolina NENA is strengthen our relationship with North Carolina Emergency Management. And so we would like to invite them to our board as board members at large as North Carolina EM representatives. So I will take a moment to thank these ladies for stepping up and look greatly forward to working with you. And if you could each raise your right hand, and I will read the oath of office. You have been duly appointed to the office in which you are about to enter by vote of the North Carolina NENA Executive Board. This vote bestows upon you confidence and trust and places in your hands the duties of your office as written in the bylaws of this chapter. Do you solemnly affirm that you accept this responsibility, this confidence, and the establishment of duty that you will support the bylaws of the North Carolina chapter of the National Emergency Number Association and will faithfully perform the duties of your position to the best of your knowledge, skills, and ability? If you do, please say I do.
I do.
Thank you, ladies. Welcome to the North Carolina NENA Board, and we look forward to working with you guys as well as building that relationship with emergency management. Alrighty, all right. And then I will go right to Brandy. Is there anything that you would like to add for the SWIC report?
Yes, sir. I have a couple things. I first want to thank you for being able to facilitate a virtual swear-in. I'm sorry that we weren't able to be there for this. In every meeting henceforth, the SWIC report will include that we are every day getting just a little bit closer to the TDMA transition that requires that your radios either be flashed or upgraded. If you have not made plans to move forward with that or don't have a solid plan in place, you are in the red. You are at the end of the time that you're going to be able to actually order equipment and get it to you due to manufacturing and shipping processes. So if you need any assistance with that, please reach out to me or Amanda. We will be glad to help you with those processes. Also, Samantha on the APCO side mentioned the Chakawinity SAR exercise. I would like to give a special thank you to Scotland, Vance, Pender, New Hanover, and Moore County for their commitment to tactical communications and allowing members of their staff to attend that training. It was very, very beneficial, and we got to exercise a lot of things that we normally would not get to exercise because this exercise was held in a zero comms environment. So I also particularly want to thank Scotland County. They have truly embraced the tactical communications community, and they are always supportive of every initiative that we have. So thank you to Scotland County. And that is my SWIC report, pending any questions.
Any questions for Brandy for the SWIC? Awesome. Thank you, Brandy. And one of the things that we will be doing with North Carolina NENA, any state trainings that we can put on our calendar as well, we will be posting them on our website. So if you guys would like to check that as well to stay, keep checking the state website and the state calendar as well, but we're going to try to duplicate those as much as possible. I think some of these field training events is very important to get some of our dispatchers out to. As Samantha talked about, tactical dispatching is becoming a really hot thing. And while it's not hurricane season, if you can get them out there and get them prepared, it will quickly come back upon us. to make sure we're prepared. We'll try to get that information out as much as possible. All right, moving into our committee reports. I know that APCO covered their reports. I just want to see if any of the representatives on the NENA board have anything to add. Brian Drum, Western Region. Monica, would you like to give an update from what you guys have been dealing with, just a little bit about the fires and everything?
We have been dealing with fires in the Western region for quite some time. We still have not received any rain. So if anybody knows how to do a rain dance, please do that. Teach me and I'll do it when I get back just for extra coverage. We did have another fire break out yesterday in Haywood County. Last night when I checked it, it already burned 150 acres. It was from a tractor trailer that overturned in the gorge on I-40. Immediately set the woods on fire and ran up the hill at the same rate that we've seen all the fires. I think 541 acres burned in Macon County and Cherokee County. And then the fire that we had in Henderson County is finally contained. They were having to use 7 bulldozers, 3 helicopters, and a plane. And it still took over a week to get this fire contained. As everybody knows, the mountains is a completely different place than the flatlands. To get an airplane, you have to use a very small airplane because both sides of the lake are straight up. At least down here, if you have a wide spot on a lake, you can fill up a big airplane and dump a lot of water. We're dumping very little water. So these guys were digging with the bulldozers and shovels and rakes 20 inches deep just to get through the fire, you know, the leaves, the roots, all that, and it's still jumping the fire lines. So we are hugely thankful for the folks all across the state. We have people from every county almost volunteer to come up to the mountains, and some of them are still there. A couple of the groups came back yesterday, and we are so thankful. One of our folks at the police department, her house was saved by some folks from down in this area. And she is hugely thankful because they did not have any homeowners insurance. And the house was within 18 inches of burning to the ground. So she is extremely thankful that you guys were able to come up here. It has some exterior damage, but we can fix that. So if you guys, like I said, if you know how to do a rain dance, please, everybody do it. The mountains are in trouble. So thank you.
Awesome. Yes. As someone who gets to travel the country, a large fire like that might seem small to the rest of the world, especially if you see some of the events that happen out west, but it is definitely a big impact to our emergency services. I know there was crews from my neck of the woods in Guilford County that were also sent up there. So we wish them the best of luck and definitely need some rain. Corey, I know you're on virtually. Is there anything you would like to add from the central region?
I have nothing at this time.
Awesome. Just a couple things that I wanted to add from people that I heard from the central region, because Corey, I was unsure if you were going to make it today. And it is 2 major events that actually happened in the fire service in Guilford and Alamance County that I actually Christine's here. I want to thank her for the support because I was actually on one of these events. My local fire department responded to a cardiac arrest call. And cardiac arrest come out very simple. We respond. We actually responded mutually with Burlington, one of our contracted neighborhoods. And when we got there, crews went up and found the cardiac arrest victim actually on the roof of a Pinterest shed. I call it a she shed because at the time they didn't realize that it was built out of pallets and was not a structural sound building. When they got up there and started doing CPR, as they were starting to call in additional resources to set up the rigging to get the patient off of the top of this shed that was about a 15 by 30 shed, it collapsed. So a simple cardiac arrest call sent 7 firemen to the hospital. One of them with some fairly serious injuries, and they were all literally under radio silence. EMS keyed up and called for help. And the dispatchers at Guilford Metro sprung into action with very little questions asked or guidance from the incident scene. And they had everybody transported out there in a very, very quickly, time, manner, and fashion. And I know that the chiefs from Witsett Fire Department, Gibsonville, and Burlington were very thankful that they had some great TCs on the radio there. So, Christine, please pass that back to your staff. That personally and regionally, we thank them for their efforts there. Also in Alamance County, those of you who might seen it on the news, the city of Graham had a very, very large mill burned down, about 500,000 square feet. This building has been standing for over 100 years and has been used as a hotel demo facility. So when they replace all the beds and furniture in hotels, they then cram it into this old warehouse. This mill also caught on fire almost a year ago to the date, and it finally burnt to the ground this past week. It pretty much was a county all call. We had fire departments from Guilford County, Orange County, Caswell County, and I think some even from the eastern part of Randolph County had to relocate into Alamance County to help out. Checking in with Chief Cole from Graham Fire Service. He also gives a lot of credit to the Burlington 911 Center and the Alamance County 911 Center. As Monica said, it's been extremely dry. And as the embers were flying up out of this massive mill fire, it was landing in the gutters of all of the little mill houses around it who were full of leaves. So they had to call in anybody who had a brush truck or means to just drive down the road and spray water on top of these houses. They give them the power to do that. And the chief passed that power to the dispatch center to coordinate that. Don't tell me what they need. You put water on fire, you guys direct all of your outside resources to go in there. So they manage that. So if there's anybody from Burlington or Alamance County online, we appreciate your efforts there as well. So that's all I wanted to add, Corey. And then I don't think Vic was on, but I think we're good from the Eastern region unless anybody in the room wanted to add anything. Righty. Membership committee report. I just kind of already touched on that during the president's report. So we'll move on to the wellness committee, and I will pass it off to Jason Compton as our wellness committee chair.
And I delegate very nicely to Kaylee Green.
Well played. Since our last meeting, the North Carolina NINA Wellness Team has responded to 5 incidents of peer support within the state. Most of those were in the western part of the state. Just due to all the incidents that they've been having lately, they've been having a tough time. They will be assisting with one debrief next week. 2 team members will be present to help facilitate that. The retreat applications are now closed. We had over 50 applicants, and we've been working diligently day and night to get through those applicants. A lot of tears have been shed by the members of the team, reading people's stories. Everybody that applied shows a need, and having to pick through those of whose need is now and who maybe we can wait until later is hard, but we're working through it. We're hoping to make contact with the selected attendees and their agency heads by December 7th. So if you know anybody who applied or you're an agency head and one of your people did apply, just look out for emails or phone calls from us. We just want to make sure that we have the support that they'll be able to go, just because a lot of centers are in a staffing crisis right now still. As far as training goes, there are no more basic critical incident stress management classes this year in North Carolina. Rick and Ned are taking some time off, but not really, because they're working on the brush fires in the western part of the state. However, Robeson County Community College is hosting the Advanced Group Crisis and Advanced Assisting Individuals in Crisis December 11th to 14th. To register, you would contact Pete Monterio at Robeson County Community College. As Gerald said, the wellness team will be at the symposium doing a kickoff that Sunday. We'll be doing a couple different modules on wellness. It's going to be a good time. We'll all be there, and there may or may not be a couple puppies there. We got 3, and I think all 3 will be there. So I'm going to actually turn this over to Jameson to speak on the finances for wellness and our sponsors.
You have anything you want to add, or did you report earlier?
So on our sponsorships, we do have posted on our Facebook, if anybody is interested in sponsoring, it's not just for the retreat. This also helps us with our different things throughout the year, whether it be sending books to somebody that we've done peer support with, or even if it's whenever the peer support team gets called out, we always try and we take things out with us, or even just to support us when we go. So, but if you go to our Facebook, we have links on there with all the informations of different ways to sponsor. Or you can just email us directly at either board@ncnina.org. We also have wellness.committee@ncnina.org. But we also would like to thank our current sponsors. Currently, we have SBFI, Horizon Consoles, Public Safety Group, Concept Seating, Bridge Church of Hendersonville, Ryan Solos, 3M Ranch, Southern Software, Zach's Ladder and Hose Testing, Richmond Community College, Davenport Group, Rapid Deploy, Motorola, and the North Carolina 911 Board. So we're continuing. This isn't, like I said, just for the retreat. So this is throughout the whole year. So anytime, just it's always posted on our Facebook with the links, or just contact us. That's all I have.
All right, forgive my very nosy puppy who wants to be able to see over the wall up here and be able to look at all of you guys. So just real quick, you heard Jameson mention all of our very generous corporate partners that are assisting us with the retreat. Since we know that a number of you are first time from the vendor side here today, if you're not already familiar, the retreat that we're discussing is a mental health and wellness retreat for 15 telecommunicators who have experienced tragedies or critical incidents either on the job, maybe a critical incident or several, or the cumulative stress of just, taking a call on everybody's worst day after day. Or things in their private lives. It's very hard to separate, even though we all try as professionals, your stressors from your personal life that overflow into work and vice versa. So this is a 4-night, 5-day, all-inclusive retreat for 15 telecommunicators across the state who demonstrate need or at least a desire to improve their own mental health and wellness. Some folks are interested because they're already peers. Some, this is their first experience in getting any sort of assistance. So the team is really working hard on putting this together out at the Outer Banks. We try to take a holistic approach to this. So it's not just debrief style. It's really a lot of education that you can take back for yourself, for your family, for your colleagues back at home, and building our network out across the state of people who can say, maybe I can't fix your problem for you, or maybe I don't know exactly what to do, but I can tell you a group of people I know, love, and trust that can help you. And that's really our mission here, is to improve wellness for everybody and make our workforce more resilient as we move on over crises that come, whether they're man-made or natural, or just the result of low staffing and higher call volumes that make us exposed to more and more things every day. So that said, we are expanding our peer network as well. We voted in bylaws changes our last meeting to allow us to expand our peer support team. It's a lot for the 5 and 6 of us to take on at a time. When you get a couple of folks that you're routinely communicating with, your own cup as a peer can quickly get full. So for those of you that have experience as professional peer supporters, maybe members of other teams in your locality or with other groups across the state, if you're interested in joining us, if you're here today, please see me before you leave today. And if you're joining us online, reach out to us. You can either reach out to the whole group at wellness.committee@ncnina.org, or myself just directly, jason.compton@ncnina.org. And I think that's all. Thank you, Ryan.
Awesome. Thank you. One other thing I'll add, wellness related. Last month in the Greensboro area, we did host the PTSD 911 documentary. my fault for scheduling that on NCA&T homecoming weekend. So we still had a pretty good showing, had about 68 people that came and watched the documentary. If you've not seen the documentary, it's very powerful. It covers police, fire, EMS, and 911 dispatch. And it also talks a lot about resources and breaking the stigma and giving people a little bit of hope and also a little bit of confidence to speak to peer teams, just like the North Carolina NENA team. We are going to be trying to show that around the state, and we already have our next one scheduled, which I will let Stephen talk about.
Thank you, Ryan. So we've, at his showing in Greensboro, we had a gentleman from the Statesville area show up. He's works for a nonprofit organization, a guy by the name of Keith Bills. He has generously reserved us a spot for Friday, February 23rd, 2024 at the Statesville Civic Center. His organization is helping sponsor this. We are looking at potentially hosting 2 showings there, more of a midday for the night shift workers, and then one for the evening for the day shift workers, but more information to come out on that. But the date is confirmed for Friday, February 23rd at the Statesville Civic Center.
Awesome. Thank you. And if your agency or area is interested in hosting this later in the year, please reach out to one of us and have that conversation. But it definitely is a very, very powerful documentary. And we were lucky enough to have Conrad Weaver, the director, join us at the last showing. And I think he's planning on joining us for several other ones as well. So before moving on, I just want to again thank the wellness team and also the entire NENA board for everything that they've done for mental health. Since we were at the National NENA Conference last year and we're lucky enough to get recognized with the National NENA President's Award, we have people calling us constantly. We have peer requests from as far as New Mexico. We've had them from Texas. We have them from all over the place. We've had people from Connecticut, Tennessee, Florida, Georgia apply to come and try to attend our wellness retreat. We are doing everything we can to help other state chapters to kind of mimic what we have done here. So industry partners, as you are traveling around to your other states, if you hear someone trying to do what we are doing here, please have them reach out to us. Nothing we are doing is a secret. We are willing to share anything that we have learned, any lessons learned, any things to tell them to avoid and don't waste their time with, a copy of our bylaws, anything like that we can do to help support our neighboring states. We definitely want to do that. And that just reminded me that something I forgot to report in the president's report. One of the things that I also would like to do, talking about kind of working with our neighboring states, is the past couple of weeks I have been at the South Carolina Conference, the Tennessee Conference, and the Virginia Conference. All of these states are looking to us for guidance, not only how to make their conference as good as ours, but how to build that kind of cross-border relationship. As you guys know, with our conference here in Wilmington in May, in the fall, South Carolina's conference is about 38 miles south in Myrtle Beach. So it's not very far away. But we have people maybe that can't go to ours in May because they're working that week. They have, just don't have enough staffing to let enough people off. And South Carolina, they might have people working the week of their conference. They have asked us to kind of cross-pollinate and cross-promote the training opportunities for people to maybe go to their conference from North Carolina and vice versa. So we're going to start trying to welcome our surrounding states to come to our conference. Not only do we have a great vendor hall, but I know Gerald and the whole education committee works very, very hard to put together some of the best educational sessions possible. And that's kind of what we've become known for. So we're going to try to start building that relationship and inviting those outside folks as well. So we look forward to that. The only thing I will add for conference related, one of the things that is exciting news to me, a good friend of mine and someone you guys might have heard of, Adam Tim, has agreed to be our pre-con class and our opening keynote speaker from the Healthy Dispatcher. So if you guys have seen him or heard of him, one of the best speakers in the industry. He is a great author. He speaks a lot about retention, resiliency, and also basic operations. So looking forward to welcoming him to the conference in May. Moving on for information on the, let's see, 911 communications and operations degree. I'll let Jameson touch on that.
The only thing I have on that update is we have opened the spring and summer registration. We are also offering the core classes, the EME 111 will be offered now for the spring, along with the 211. So if you have any questions, need any assistance with that, feel free to email me, contact me. Be happy to help.
Short and sweet. Also, last thing, awards committee. If you hear of anything that has went well, someone's went above their normal work duties, anything that simple recognition, just like I spoke about and from the Guilford incident and the Alamance County incident, please let us know. We want to recognize these folks. Telecommunicators are often forgotten. The fire department gets all the glory. The police department gets all the glory, EMS. So make sure anything, please come to us with it. And also remember to submit your folks for awards for the May conference. So please don't wait till the last minute. We are reviewing these constantly year round. If an award comes in or any kind of recognition, we will read it at these type of meetings. And before I adjourn the meeting, I know we have a lot of first-time attendees, and I just want to open the floor for any questions for anyone that has anything that we've said today, need any clarification or want more details on. Is there any questions from the floor? I will say for either board. Alrighty, well, lunch will actually be served downstairs in what they call the hub, with all the tables. So I will thank you guys again for joining us. We will be in Asheville in January. Be looking out for your emails for the registration. Try to get us a good attendance up there in January, and I will take a motion to adjourn. All right. Thank you guys for your time.